Up until now, Scissor Seven has been a slice of life comedy with a hint of action and romance. Well, that's all about to change.
Lizard, I need you to protect Cola.
Shadow Killer at 15, taking the 1,000 demon daggers from the ancient Kako demon at 16, assassinated the King of Stan alone at 17. You're incredible!
The way Scissor Seven seamlessly went from a 2000s Cartoon Network show to an actual high-stakes serious show that needs to be studied. Like the first episode of season 3 starts off with 3 people getting packed up by the same flowers from Promised Neverland. So you already know what it is. Let's cut the yapping and get straight into the meat and potatoes. After Seven and the guy from Bleach packed up Red Tooth, the leader of Xuanwu finally stepped up and sent people to assassinate Seven. And the only reason he actually cared was because there was a rumor going around saying that the Shadow Killers were overrated. Like look at this.
They're mocking the Shadow Killers. They're saying we're overrated.
Look at the way he grabbed his armrest. I know he was hot. This must be how them animators feel when they go on Twitter just to see a troll account with 17 followers and a K on profile picture call their show overrated. So now we cut back to Chicken Island and Seven is trying to protect it on his own after a bunch of low-ranking assassins come to take him out. Seven realizes that the longer he stays on the island, the more he's going to endanger the people that he cares about. So he decides to suit up in his old jersey and head towards Xuanwu to kill the leader. And I gotta know what Seven was on before he came to Chicken Island, because what do you mean just seeing him in his old fit got this Bakugo wannabe so shook he didn't even want to move, had him frozen just how Sukuna had Panda and Kusakabe in Jujutsu Kaisen. Dai Bo wakes up realizing Seven has left the village, so goes after him with Jafei. Fast forward and we get this really Cartoon Network-esque set of episodes where Seven is on his raft trying to make it to Xuanwu. It low-key reminds me of pre-time skip One Piece with how the Straw Hats used to go from random island to island. Like bruh, Seven gets sent to Kamabaka Island like Sanji, damn near getting finessed like them lady boys in Thailand. Dabo ends up catching up with Seven, and after escaping Jahannam, they keep sailing and they make it to this island called Rock Hard Country. And to make a long story short, this island is basically an island full of gym bros. Sam Sule, Chris Bumstead, Bucky Hanma and Batman all had to come to this island before they could attain their current physique. And it's also the same island where Dachon is from. Anyways, he ends up beating the final boss and they continue sailing, making it all the way to the superpower country before getting ambushed by Mob's son. They end up befriending bro, so Seven gives him a haircut in exchange, and he really messed him up, got him out here looking like Gwen in the Spider-Verse. He needs the hood's greatest minds to come together to try and fix this abomination. This island is pretty cool, everyone has their own superpowers, got these little kids out here hitting Inazuma 11 combos. Turns out the homeless guy from season 1 and 2 has been chilling here this whole time and offers to take Seven to Xuanwu, and I swear this guy has some crazy background lore that they just haven't revealed yet. But before Seven can get to Xuanwu, they get pulled up on by Tony Stark. Turns out the people from Stan Island and the people from Superpower Country have some type of generational beef like the Uchihas and the Senjus, so these little YNs waste no time and get to jumping. Mob uses his vines to hold him in place, allowing Soma to launch Sozin's comet. The Prince of Stan equips his armor and deflects it, dodging everything before hitting these two with his repulsor blaster and hitting Lil Bro over here with the Sendo uppercut, followed by a Sonic Spin combo straight into a Smash Bros KO for maximum 4 damage. I'm sick. He was really about to finish them off if it wasn't for Cola, and someone needs to check her age. She can't be a day over 13. Someone called you Dion. Is this really how the Prince of Stan is moving? Hey, you know they got your mans. They got your mans on sex assault charges. Turns out this wannabe Dr. Robotnik is the reason why people from the superpower country hate the people from Stan. Apparently they've been kidnapping people with superpowers and running experiments on them. Seven steps out to talk to Cola to see why she's hanging out with this bootleg Elon Musk, but he must have forgot that this is one of his biggest ups. The Prince of Stan spawns in his Goku Black Scythe, steps in, goes for the slash before spamming his blaster like them Iron Man mains on Marvel Rivals. Clyde from the Loud House gets to stepping and hits him with the Fire Fist, but it just gets full counted. Luckily Mob is locked in and they try to go for a combo just for this guy to fly into the air again. Get out of the air and box, bro. Always snapping me from across the map when I'm on low health. Sorry, I apologize for my outburst. Mob helps Seven get in the air so he can call the ISO. They end up clashing, but the Prince of Stan got 99 evasion and dodges all the vines. He ends up getting trapped, but Seven manages to do a duo attack with Mob, restricting him, allowing this guy to go into gear 3rd and hit the Prince of Stan with the same nonsense Luffy hit Kaido with in Wano. Look at the impact frames, got it out here looking like a bikini bottom explosion. Seven and his army of YNs really got 99 chemistry, straight green links. Somehow, someway the Prince of Stan survived and uses some type of superpower interference technology, causing everyone to lose control, allowing him to pop his ult.
I'm sipping up on magazine with Lean, I fell in love. I fell in love with Lean, I fell fell in love. Sipping on promethazine. With lean I fell in love. I can't put down the cup.
Luckily, Clyde locks in and deflects it, but it accidentally targets his Discord kitten, and in retaliation, he's about to eviscerate bro, just for the homeless guy from earlier to instant transmission into the sky and single-handedly stop the Prince of Stan. I knew he was gonna be tough. My aura scouter was over 9,000. I need to know the background lore to this guy. They stop the fighting and end up working together to try and save Cola, and we also see a hint of remorse and character development from the Prince of Stan. They call in Victor from Arcane to try and heal Cola, but he needs this black jade healing paste from Xuanwu, so Seven and Dai Bo uses Mario pipes to finally make it there. They end up making it to the homeless guy's house, and turns out bro is not very homeless, because tell me why he lives in the Jade Palace. This man really is homeless for the love of the game. After getting bodied a couple times by the guards and getting saved by Jack from kicking it, they finally get the jade healing paste, but just before returning, Seven sends Dai Bo and Xiaofei back so that he can stay in Xuanwu. He makes it to the meeting destination for him and Green Phoenix just to find a shorty there. Turns out this whole thing was a setup. This must be that Snow Bunny mind control. Would have never got me with no nonsense like this. I knew it was fake. I knew it. I knew it. 13 looks really upset with what she had to do because she's still in love with 7, so she goes back and 7 still seems to be doing fine. They end up getting ambushed by someone controlling a pair of beads like Yondu's arrow. Turns out this monk wants to kill 7 because he sees him as the biggest threat to Xuanwu. He starts using his prayer beads to attack, and he starts yapping like the Sorcerer Supreme, claiming that he saw a future where 7 destroyed Xuanwu. 7 locks in, charges up his ult and clashes with him. It turns out the stuff 13 stabbed him with was actually poison, and seeing 7 about to die, 13 decides to stand with 7 and protect him from the assassin. The Bodhi starts hard pressing 13 instead, but 7 wakes up in some type of berserker mode and rushes him, but bro opens his eyes, damn near going into the avatar state, before turning his prayer beads into Madara's meteors and dropping like 20 of them from the sky. 7 realizes his girl is about to get cooked and goes in to protect her instead. The Dark Frost Blade basically turned him into a mindless beast, but despite that, he still managed to stay conscious enough to protect Miss 13. 7 runs into the forest and he basically got the entire country looking to claim his bounty whilst he's tweaking off that Titan serum. He gets pulled up on by that Demon Slayer football demon that be using footballs to attack. Got bro out here moving like Axel Blaze. The ball control is crazy. He signaled the entire Sinister Six of 7's whereabouts. I know this is exactly how Spider-Man would feel every single day, having to do 8 hours of school just to go home and have to go toe to toe with grown men trying to kill him. 7 just wants to be a barber, bro. And the crazy thing is, we just cut over to an injured 7 walking into a building. That means this demon off-screened every single one of them on his own. Someone called the Blackbird pirates. I heard they are recruiting. 7 gets run up on by this guy who in his past apparently bodied his entire clan and just left bro alive because he didn't see him as a threat. So now when 7 is on 12 HP, you decide it's time to get your get back. All I gotta say is MICKEYMOUSE, because that's some real Mickey Mouse actions and you're still shaking. This is like when Jake Paul decided to fight a 60-year-old Mike Tyson. Stop it. Get some help. He goes in for the hit, but 7 Snow Bunny steps in and sends bro flying like Team Rocket. We get some cute little romance building between 7 and 13, and I gotta say, I ship. 7 is still infected by the poison and ends up running into this woman and another assassin. We found out some background lore about 7, and turns out he actually fought against the entire organization for this other girl, but this woman was in love with 7, so when he disappeared, she killed the girl 7 was protecting. Even after hearing all that, 13 still insists on standing by 7's side, so we get even more development between their relationship. Another assassin pulls up, and his first line is that he doesn't care about the bounty, he just wants to kill 7. My aura scouter is telling me that bro is going to be a problem. He flash steps in like Cloak before dragging 13 into the forest and spamming her with whip attacks like a 16. You know what? I'm not gonna make that joke. 13 tries to escape with 7 just for bro to spawn in the sky, knocking 13 back down. She refuses to give up and faces Blackbird head on, demobilizing his whip and then going in for the final blow. Blackbird literally starts charging up some type of dark matter, malevolent kitchen death beam, cutting 13. She continues to push forward, and even though both her blades broke, she still managed to land a strike on Blackbird, cutting open his Gojo cosplay. Turns out 7 woke up and supported his girl. W relationship. If my future wife isn't willing to fight a superhuman dark elf for me, then I don't want her. Travis Hunter, take notes. 7 locks in and picks up the 1000 demon dagger, flash steps in, freeing 13 before dodging the Aoyama death beam and parrying all the hits like a Sekiro player. He wasn't able to tech the command grab though. Wait, hold up. I swear I've seen this somewhere before. Nah, bro, this man Blackbird must have been watching Dragon Ball Super. Blackbird starts charging up like Soldier Boy from the boys, but 7 isn't gonna let him get it off and forces the shards of the Thousand Demon Dagger into him before imploding him from the inside. But even that's not enough because King Von's disciple just laughs it off. He hits with another command grab, 7 breaks free, blocks the claw, weaves the right hook, and steps back going clash for clash until he manages to get a stab in just for Blackbird to counter and mix up his entire shoulder. 7 realizes Blackbird doesn't like the sun like some vampire, so he uses it as a solar flare to get a sneak attack off. Damn! This animation, the fluidity, the choreography, it's peak. Not enough people talk about this show. Whoever animated this deserves their flowers. This is enough to make a grown man cry. Blackbird retreats into the sky and puts his Gojo cosplay back on before he begins transforming into Alien X. But 7, on some Eren versus the Warhammer Titan timing, doesn't let Bro transform and launches towards him, taking out his blindfold before hitting him with a down air followed by a British greeting. Blackbird tries to make a final stand and almost clips 7, but with perfect timing, 7's sword absorbs Blackbird's darkness. Damn, bruh, that's the end of Blackbird. I'm sure he's looking up at us as we speak. If you made it this far into the video, you might as well subscribe. I'm trying to hit my goal of 100k subscribers this year, so it would mean a lot to me if you dropped a sub. We cut over to Dai Bo and he managed to save Cola, so he asked the homeless guy to help him save 7. They end up dropping some more lore about cheap life Hua, and turns out bro has disciples all over Xuanwu. Who are you, bro? Dai Bo goes to save 7, but he's being followed by the guy who helped 7 earlier, but he's also the guy who pre-memory lost 7 killed his master. 13 and the yandere square up, and she just looks like she's just toying with 13. Sonic swaying and teleporting all over the place. She ends up using some secret Diddy mist to poison 7 and 13. But that's when Gang steps in. Dai Bo wastes no time and starts applying full court pressure in his berserker mode, putting the yandere on her back foot and being the first person to land a hit on her. She basically uses Psylocke's ultimate and sends a wave of promised Neverland flowers which lets Dai Bo, Jafei and 13 escape with 7. It really seems like they did it, just for them to get pulled up on by an actual earthbender. Jafei gets punched back into base form, and just when 7 is about to get violated, the thumbs up user steps in saving him. The earthbender is only worried about 7 and melts into the ground like Mirio before earthbending his way to Dai Bo like Prime Boomy. The thumb guy locks in, knocking him down into the ISO. He's low-key been cooking. Scissor 7 is really one of the few shows where almost every single character they introduce is extremely interesting. Like, I really watched a 15-minute episode with my eyes glued to the screen about an insecure assassin turned convenience clerk trying to fight an armed robber. This show is peak. 13 has been captured by the yandere, but whilst all this was going down, we spin back to Chicken Island and this shadow assassin has pulled up looking for 7. And at first he seemed pretty chill. He was helping the elderly, supporting the community and just chilling on the beach. But when 7 didn't turn up to Chicken Island, this man turned into a terrorist. He was really moving like them JJK villains, blasting the beach apart like Hiro Shishigami. And then they played his peaceful background music like he ain't just committing straight war crimes, bruh. This show can't be real.
Just got a drop on his flexing neighbor. He from Tennessee, I got a thought. She be with the shit. She told me where he be. I said for sure, baby, let me know if you wanna eat. She like, fine, you already know. Just put your girl on fleek. I'm like, cool, I can do that, boo. What you want, some shoes? Jimmy Choo with that handbag too. Red and navy blue.
7 wakes up and tells the Prince of Stam to go and save the island, so he pulls up ready to squabble. You know, this just goes to show that anyone can change no matter your environment or how you grew up. With enough willpower, self-love and God, even the most evil of people can make a complete 180. Alright, I'll stop. The Prince of Stan tells Jarvis to scan this bum and realize that he's an SS rank threat to the nation. He wastes no time but ends up getting palm strike through the building like Benny Maru and then gets all his rockets deflected. He's tired of the games and pops his ult, seemingly eviscerating the shadow assassin just for bro to pull up behind him using the Uncle Iron. Luckily Cola steps in and starts instigating like Prime Mark Phillips.
Hey bruh, how are you gonna try and claim this Mickey Mouse victory? We just got off a 12-hour flight and his arc reactor batteries are already low. I say we run it back tomorrow.
The Prince of Stan really is a Tony Stark clone because they gave him a tiny bit of prep time and he pulls up with a literal nuke before deploying his Power Rangers Mechazoid suit. He's repping a literal Gundam out here looking like Voltron. He charges in with his shield just to get blasted to smithereens. What is this guy's ability? He destroyed the armor in 5 seconds and then ate the energy scythe before turning bro into future Gohan. Cola steps in using her power, immobilizing him, allowing the Prince of Stan to go for one final strike, but he just blasts Cola away before attacking her her, forcing the Prince of Stan to protect her. And at this point, it just becomes a giant battle royale. Every single character we've encountered up until this point comes together to jump this guy. The chameleon holds him in place, allowing the ginger samurai to draw first blood after being too scared to do anything the first time they met. And you know, despite being terrified, despite being outmatched, literally being slapped around, he still stands up, protecting for what he cares about. What did Moomin Rider say? It's not about winning or losing, it's about taking on the opponent that's in front of you. Okay, I'll actually stop clip farming now. Even the two girls that have had like a combined screen time of like 3 minutes start kinda cooking, stalling him just enough for the GOAT to return to the battlefield. Ezekiel from Total Drama has entered the battlefield and wastes no time. He hits him with a long range claw attack, forcing this guy to use an actual literal Kamehameha. Red Tooth summons his Susanoo and goes in for the rush attack, practically one-tapping the Shadow Assassin. This guy really got a Zenkai boost. Absolute cinema. Season 4 has been nothing but straight boxing. They have been scrapping episode after episode like Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Now you're probably thinking, where's that guy from Bleach? Turns out he went to kill the leader of the Shadow Assassins. Bro unlocks his Isagi aura and goes in for the hit just to get countered by this Black Ops Anbu agent. Realizing he probably needs to take her out first, he decides to run her once, but she's flash stepping all over the place. He even gave us this tough first person POV. They are going bar for bar. He's out here putting filthy combos together, but she's just too fast. He changes his approach and decides to go for the leader instead. He creates a reverse domain expansion and calls an ISO with the leader of the Shadow Assassins. We end up getting some more background lore, and to cut a long story short, this man is quite literally the Aizen of Scissor 7. He planned damn near everything and has been plotting for 28 years. Turns out his entire clan, including his master and his parents, were killed by the leader of the Shadow Assassins when he was a child right in front of his eyes, and instead of killing him too, they left him there to burn. Turns out his master is the only person in the world to inflict a fatal wound on the leader of the Shadow Assassins, so he inherited his technique and swore vengeance. He trained his entire life, joined the Shadow Assassins, worked for him for like 7 years moving like Thorfinn and Askeladd, and now after 20 plus years of scheming and using Seven to scatter the Shadow Assassins away from the leader, he has now decided to exact his revenge. I gotta respect it, bro. This hatred is on par with Dio Brando, and it's justified hatred too, so you already know what it is. Let the squabble commence. The leader pulls out his sword, transforming into a demon and changing the whole terrain with his own domain. He swings, but Green Phoenix dodges, weaves, turns into Hela, and continues to evade all of the leader's attacks. The leader is moving like a giant titan, but Green Phoenix is still managing to sidestep all the hits. He got no songs where he needs to be doing all that, out here backflipping like I show speed. He pulls back, takes up his master's stand, doesn't even flinch at the pump fake, and lunges forward, damn near going into the avatar state, and almost manages to finish the job. If it wasn't for the Anbu Black Ops agent, this is the most useful the Anbu Black Ops has been in the entirety of anime history. It's basically a stalemate right now with both leaders and Green Phoenix running low on stamina. The Anbu Black Ops agent he pissed starts showing footage of 13 being caught by the ops, so Green Phoenix decides to eviscerate the robot and cut his losses, choosing to save 13 instead. Miss 13 was really about to experience a real Diddy party if it wasn't for Green Phoenix. These gremlins got their tongues hanging out their mouths like Itoshi Rin. I can't put down the cup, put down the cup. Green Phoenix decides to teach 13 his ultimate, and in his final moments, he takes out the 2 assassins from earlier before the episode cuts off with him standing face to face with a leader. Sensational. Absolute cinema. That's all I can say. This writing is fire. The season really ended on a cliffhanger of doom. We got so much unfinished business. Like, who is this level 99 prestige homeless guy? I got so many questions, not enough answers. Season 5 can't come soon enough. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Appreciate you guys for sticking till the end. Make sure you subscribe. 2025 is going to be full of more content. I'm going to start posting on the second channel, and I will also begin streaming this year, hopefully. Like, I genuinely find it hard to convey my emotions like via words and explain to you guys how much how grateful I am for you guys, especially this year. Like, this year has been so ridiculously insane. I started this year with 1k subscribers. As of recording this video, I am on like 75k. This is I could have never predicted this. I was ready to grind for like 5 years before I even saw a hint of motion. Like, thank you guys, genuinely. from the bottom of my heart, like, I genuinely mean it. Thank you guys. Everyone that comments, everyone that watches, everyone that likes, everyone that shares, everyone, man, everyone in the Discord, shout out you guys, man. Genuinely, thank you. Just from the bottom of my heart. I just had to get that out there at the end of this, at the start of the new year. 2025 takeover, man. Senshiig takeover. We're going all the way. YouTube thinks you'll like this video on screen right now, so check it out. That's it from me. Peace.